Welcome to Duchesne Academy of the Sacred Heart.
From the moment you first walk into Duchesne, you know you're part of something special. I wanted a place with traditions. I wanted a place that had established roots in Omaha, and that's exactly what Duchesne was.
Faith is such a beautiful part of what this school is, and it's a part of who I am, and everyone brings that to the table at Duchesne.
It's incredibly easy to make friends at Duchesne. There's so many activities, and just in the classroom atmosphere, it's easy to talk to people and just socialize.
Oh yeah, we have so much fun. It's awesome, just like the dance parties that we have, and everyone gets so into the school, which is really fun.
I chose Duchesne because it was a little more rigorous than my past school and my other options, and the community at Duchesne is so awesome. We have great teachers. All of the girls who go to school here, we're great friends, and even after you graduate, you still know people, and it's really cool to meet people who went to Duchesne too.
When I first walked into Duchesne, obviously we were here for our daughter who was looking at it, but the feeling that I had, which probably sounds sort of selfish, is that I wanted a do-over. I wanted to be a Duchesne student.
But when you come into Duchesne, you are going to see paintings on the wall, you're going to see beautiful furniture in the hallways, you're going to see things that really resemble a home. And as a result, it's very welcoming.
I encourage families to come to different events, to go to different open houses, take a tour, first prospective students to come and shadow and spend a day. I think that really helps in the process of finding out if this high school is a good place for you and if it's a community that you feel welcomed in.
One thing that I first noticed when I was a shadow is I walked right in and everyone was just so loving towards each other, so kind.
We have a freshman team. All of the teachers on the freshman team meet together to discuss how each student is doing, especially in that first semester. We want to make sure that they're adjusting and that this becomes their home.
A Duchesne girl is a woman of confidence, it's a woman of conscience, and it's a woman of courage. Duchesne Academy of the Sacred Heart is an all-girls college prep high school located in Omaha, but greater than that, the Duchesne Academy is part of a network of schools in the United States, over 24 schools in the United States and in Canada.
Well, we have domestic exchange opportunities and international exchange opportunities. Domestic exchange allows girls in their sophomore year and in their junior years to travel to a school in the United States or Canada and to spend 3 weeks living with a student at that school, attending classes, and getting to know that environment. In the summers, we also offer some international exchange opportunities to New Zealand, Australia, Taiwan, France, and we're exploring other opportunities all the time.
Yeah, I love the history of Duchesne. It's really cool to hear the stories of things that have happened over the years, and it really builds character and adds to the school because it's not something that a 20-year-old school necessarily has, but when your school's over 100 years old, you have so many stories and they're endless.
I can sense in the school that there are so many generations that have worked to help it reach this point, and I like to think that I'm carrying on that tradition and keeping it going.
The goals of a Sacred Heart education are in fact what make a Sacred Heart education. So I look at these goals in my own life as an alumna of Duchesne Academy, and I think these are what have defined me as a person. And so I really see the relevance in these goals in these young women's lives.
Yeah, the 5 goals are really important to me, and I think everyone at Duchesne.
I know that I can turn back to the goals to help me get back on track. I think it's fantastic that we as a school have these goals and that everyone in the school tries to follow them and live them out, and it's really awesome when you see everyone living out a certain goal.
The 5 goals are a personal and active faith in God,
Deep respect for intellectual value,
A social awareness that impels to action,
the building of community as a Christian value,
and a personal growth in an atmosphere of wise freedom.
So these are things that define your high school experience. You know, walking in, oh, that mission, that's really what we're going to be about. It's not just art on the wall, it's not just things we talk about, it's who we are. So it's who you become.
Academics at Duchesne Academy are incredibly strong, and really that could not be without the leadership of our principal, Dr. Hickman, and really all of the faculty with so many advanced degrees and qualifications to be good teachers, but also with the passion they have to teach and to develop these young women.
I think as a team, this faculty and staff is incredibly powerful. And not just because they are great professionals. They are dedicated teachers. They are passionate about their discipline. They love teaching. They love what they're teaching. But more importantly, they love the students.
Something that I feel blessed to have are the teachers here at Duchesne. They're just so willing and just so open to helping you.
There's a small student to teacher ratio in the classroom, which makes you feel very confident on asking questions if you're not understanding.
Since Duchesne is a college prep school, it is a lot of work, but they don't let you fall behind, and they're really there for you.
I think that ultimately that makes everyone else want to be successful because they know that people are cheering them on and want them to be the best that they can be.
They know what your learning style is, so they can help you succeed. And it's just a great environment to be in, to learn in, really.
There's just such a foundation of respect and integrity that you have everything that you could possibly need to succeed, definitely.
I am the college counselor, so I exclusively work helping the girls with their college and career planning. And with our Naviance platform, we now have some tools that the students can use to do personality inventories, intelligence inventories, and some career planning inventories, which will help them identify possible majors or career paths. And then my job is to help them hone those ideas into possible prospective schools.
So it's a really liberating and empowering experience for young women to be able to be in a classroom with not just all girls, but with their sisters. And that's really what Duchesne offers, is that opportunity to be with your sisters who are supportive of you and helping you in that formation process.
Well, going to an all-girls school is awesome. It's super fun and you feel comfortable with everyone.
It's so nice to be able to wake up in the morning and not have to get ready if you don't want to.
Well, I get out of bed about 11 minutes before I leave, including eating breakfast. So I just throw my hair up in a bun, and I think everyone is just really their true selves because they're not worried about what a boy is going to think or whatever.
You don't have to worry about anybody judging you in the classroom. You can say whatever's on your mind. You don't have to be worried about boys.
I think that being all girls, we're able to relate to each other so much more powerfully, and we're able to inspire each other in a way that we wouldn't be able to do if there were other members of the community involved.
I am so much more confident because of it, and it's a fact that girls act different about boys, so it's really fun to be able to be myself and to get to know the girls for who they truly are too.
In 2012, the iPad became available, and Duchesne really led the way with adopting the iPad. We were the very first school in Omaha to adopt an iPad program.
So we get iPads sophomore year. It's really great because you can take notes on them, and you have some books on them, and you can use them at home, and it's yours to keep.
The teachers incorporate it into their lessons and you use it in class.
But it's very simple and very easy, and it's integrating new technology into our school.
A child of the Sacred Heart is a young woman who really understands that she's loved by God and that she has gifts that she has been given. And with these gifts, she has a sense of responsibility to give back, and it's not a job, it's a privilege.
She is a vital person. And by that I mean she's alive. She's a source of growth and energy for herself and for other people. She's very important to continuing life. She's indispensable, not only physically, but mentally and spiritually.
So Duchesne is a Catholic school, so we are taught Catholic teachings. So if you are Catholic or Christian, this really helps you to build your faith, and you really start to get a better grasp of your faith, and you really get to know God and who you believe God is.
And the chapel is basically the heart of our school. We keep the idea that we're a family. We have lunch together, and we also have Mass together. So we have that, and then all of our traditions are held there, like yearly.
We have theology classes at Duchesne, and we learn about Christianity, Catholicism, but we also learn about different religions. And it's very personal, and so it doesn't necessarily have to be what someone's teaching you. It's very much a conversation about what you believe.
And so every student, no matter who she is, what experience she's had with God, my job as her teacher is to find out how she can connect to God. Like, what roadblocks do you have in your life that are preventing you from desiring this relationship with God, or what riches do you have are coming from your experience and background that we can draw on and share with others, perhaps. The more diverse the setup in the classroom, the demographic, the more interesting the conversation. Our Catholic identity is a wellspring, and anyone can come and draw water from it.
Traditions are important to Duchesne because it keeps the history of the school, the very rich history of Duchesne Academy, alive while we're progressing into the 21st century and doing all the things that are going to prepare girls, to go out into the world. It's also having respect for what has come before us.
Well, one thing I think about our traditions is that our traditions are often network-wide. I was in Uganda a few years ago on a service trip with students, and we walked into our Sacred Heart Elementary School in Uganda, and the Mater statue was there. Same statue that we have in our school in Omaha, Nebraska. So I think it links us with many other people, and that deepens their traditions, I think. And it just becomes part of our culture.
My favorite tradition is either congé, which happens every year, so it's kind of like a day where we don't have classes, or junior year you have ring ceremony and you get your class ring, and that's just, it's such an important part of Duchesne, and it identifies you as a Duchesne girl for the rest of your life.
My favorite tradition is Prize Day.
My favorite is student congé, and I love all the hype around it because the entire semester everyone's like, oh my gosh, I think congé's tomorrow, making up all of these reasons why it's congé.
Ring ceremony, absolutely. I cried.
I guess ring ceremony, perhaps.
Well, of course, ring ceremony is very important.
I love the tradition of starting our school year in the chapel and ending our school year in the chapel.
My favorite is congé. It's just so fun.
I like Mater best. I've thought about this a lot, but I think Mater comes out.
Ring ceremony. I love it for 3 reasons. I love it because it shows goal 4 in action, building of community as a Christian value. It's a real sense of the seniors handing over their leadership to the juniors, saying, okay, now you're going to be able to lead the school. And it is a much larger moment. When you get that ring and it is on your hand and you're going to wear it for the rest of your life, you have become something forever. That's really beautiful.
So Prize Day is definitely, as far as traditions, ritual ceremonies go, that's my favorite, that's my jam. Especially because of the crowning with the laurel wreath. And it's this ancient symbol of glory. Like, you have glorified yourself by completing the year, and it's the head of school herself individually placing this laurel wreath on each student's head. And then, the Sacred Heart touch is, then we all march up to process into the chapel and place our glory on the altar. And that is the heart of the spiritual life right there in that ritual.
Our world today, things change so quickly, and I don't think value tradition always. And so I think they're drawn to that and all the things that come with those traditions.
Duchesne Academy has an array of activities for these young women that really matches their personality. So if a student is interested in sports or fine arts or different clubs, there's something for everyone.
Well, there's all different types of people at Duchesne. So whether you're kind of reserved or you're super outgoing, it doesn't matter. It does not matter at all. You're gonna fit in no matter what.
We have a specific club time every Thursday. So we have an activity, it's called Activity Block, and we meet with clubs or different activities that are going on. There's sports before school, after school. I'm on the dance team. There are so many options. There's something for everyone, and if there's not, you can talk to a teacher and get it started.
Duchesne is a great place for student athletes. We have close to half of our student population involved in athletics. We have 9 sports, and that equals out to about 14 teams. So there's opportunity, and you can begin as a freshman playing on the freshman teams. If you're more competitive, you can move up from there to JV and varsity, and we are very competitive. Our students athletics don't come second. It is an important part of the Duchesne experience for those who are involved in athletics, and we want them to know that they can compete at a high level here at Duchesne.
I'm involved in student council and student athlete leadership team, and I was involved in the Institute for Latin American Concerns Club last year. So everyone's involved in all different types of clubs, and it's a good way to make friends, and it's really fun.
And I'm involved in drama and speech, and I am in the SAG club, and I'm a class officer.
There are many opportunities in the fine arts at Duchesne. There are the visual arts and photography. There's drama, and all of the aspects that go into making a successful dramatic production: backstage, set design, lights, sound, stage managing, as well as being on the stage. We have string ensemble, instrumental music, liturgical choir, and that choir leads all of the music for the liturgies here. There's a traditional choir, swing choir, competitive show choir. There's a handbell choir and guitar club.
I'm personally involved in cross country, swing choir, and I've been in one of the plays. They're all so great, and it helps you to just meet and socialize with new people that you normally might not be able to talk to.
There are so many extracurricular activities, and everybody finds something for themselves.
Given the opportunity to help empower women and make the most of their gifts and talents, it's going to set the world on fire, and the world needs it more than ever.